Welcome to Dialogues for Change. Life is not a void to be filled. It is a plenitude to be discovered. Today, I would like to share with you some inspiring thoughts taken from a journal that I like very much, Intercultural, and especially from this special issue on interculturalism in Quebec, philosophy and practice among the NGOs. And the thoughts that I would like to share with you more specifically are by Kalpana, the director of the Intercultural Institute of Montreal, where she shares experiences, insights on what interculturalism is and what it entails. There's a little extract from her contribution to this issue of the journal, of her article, The Challenge of Interculturalism in the Non-Institutional and Informal Sector. The word intercultural is used in many ways by researchers, decision makers, politicians, minorities, majorities, etc., each according to its own ideological agenda and interests. We all need to take some distance for a while from self-interested preoccupations to look at the reality of cultural pluralism and understand it at a fully human and existential level. This is an invitation to step back from our nation-state vision of cultural pluralism based on power struggle in order to center ourselves on the human aspect of the issue. I am confident that such an exercise will help us discover certain elements and issues which would otherwise be impossible to understand. Instead of starting with a model of coexistence determined a priori, let us start from the intercultural life experience at the human level and seek to elaborate together a mode of conviviality, whether state-based or not. This does not mean that we intend to disregard the present nation-state context. But how shall we define the notion of interculture? The word itself contains two key roots, inter as prefix and culture. The prefix inter introduces the notion of the other and consequently an interaction between self and other. Interaction therefore implies both liaison and distance between two entities. The word culture refers to the worldview, beliefs, meanings, social practices and structures, etc., which are generated and constantly regenerated by a particular human group. It constitutes a whole universe. Hence, intercultural means an interaction between two or more cultural universes in a very complex process of connectedness and distancing, or exchange and challenge at the personal, community, societal, its structure, institutions, levels, and at the deeper level of worldview. This interaction presupposes that the exchange will be reciprocal and will assure to safeguard a continuity in the identity of the partners, even if a certain transformation is involved. What are the necessary conditions? First, it is recognized that any positive interaction between persons at a human level requires above all a climate of mutual confidence and non-threatening rapport. This applies at all levels, personal or individual, communitarian or collective. This climate of confidence is possible only when the partners in interaction are accorded a status of equality. It means where one is not the norm for the other. Second, interculturalism requires a recognition of distinct cultural entities and the promotion of their right to exist and to blossom. This means recognizing the existence of cultural entities not as social categories, but as existential and encompassing realities. Third, intercultural relations require the resolve to deconstruct the model of qualitative stratification of cultures and races. Such a model rests on the phenomenon of ethnocentrism, where one believes not only in the superiority of one's own culture, but also the necessity and even obligation that it be adopted by all, because it is considered to be superior to them. This belief has given rise to models of relations between human groups, cultures, along the lines of civilized versus primitive, developed versus underdeveloped. In turn, it becomes a major obstacle impeding the interaction and exchange between communities and persons from different cultures. Hence, all interaction based on superiority versus inferiority must be deconstructed and replaced by that of difference. Cultures are different, but neither superior nor inferior. Fourth, another important condition for positive intercultural relations is to discover cultural differences as a possible new source of knowledge concerning human reality. This principle disposes us to see the other as an equal and not as someone that we must control, save, transform, and civilize in our own image. Here are some fundamental aspects of interculturalism. Interculturalism is a means to understand the pluralistic nature of our societies and of our world. Interculturalism is a method of understanding the complexity of the relationship between the different cultures at the personal, community, and society levels. Interculturalism is a philosophy of social action which defends human communities against domination and genocide. It promotes the right of peoples to their cultural identity. Interculturalism is a means of being aware of the rich diversity of knowledge and know-hows among the different peoples of the world. Interculturalism is a way of understanding our contemporary crisis at the social, economic, political, and ecological levels on a world scale, as well as a way of finding solutions. Interculturalism is a philosophy of coexistence in a pluralistic context, which envisages a radical transformation at the political, economic, and social levels of our societies and of our world. This journal Intercultural inspired me very, very, very much, and I learned a lot by reading through its different issues. And the work of the Intercultural Institute of Montreal, generally speaking, is amazing work if you're interested in the questions of interculturality, intercultural dialogue. So I hope that these thoughts, coming from deep experience by Kalpana Das, inspired you on this Friday, 15th of June 2012. Thank you.